We wanted to do art where we lived. We wanted to be a part of a community. So we thought, what if? The North Berwyn Park District created a theater at the same time that my family and I were moving to Berwyn. It became, you have a theater, I can run a theater, let's make this happen. The mission of 16th Street Theater is to tell the stories of all in our community. We want to reflect your life, we want you to see yourself on stage, but we also want you to be able to imagine the lives of the person who lives 3 doors down from you.
Went to the Anna DeVore Smith play, Fires in the Mirror, which was a story about ethnic and racial conflict in Brooklyn. I'm a sociologist, and I also love the theater. And I loved how things I care about and teach about were so brilliantly staged. Immediately, as I was leaving the theater, found out who Ann Filmer was, walked up to her and said, "Do you need anyone on your board?" I was captivated.
I work as an actor at a lot of theaters, and often I'm acting in shows that have been done for 10, 20, 30, 40 or more years. And that's great, and I think it's wonderful. But telling new stories, taking risks about new stories that reflect how we live today, that's what 16th Street Theater does best. My time as a playwright here was wonderful. I was supported emotionally and every day artistically. Everyone here wanted to see that my story was told as honestly as possible. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing as a playwright.
We love having 16th Street Theater as our neighbor here at Otremont in Berwyn because they tell stories, and they tell stories of a diverse number of cultures, people, and that's really what makes Berwyn so different, so special. We're a restaurant and they're a theater, and who doesn't love dinner and a show? And it brings loads of folks to our town.
I wrote the book, The South Side, without ever any intention that Ann Filmer will call me up and say, "Hey, I want to put this on the stage." It was thrilling to watch actors perform the words that I wrote. And it was equally thrilling to watch the audience respond through laughter, through exasperation. I also think through joy and learning something.
How do we bring different people together in a dark room and have them sit side by side and be able to see one story all at the same time, and then be able to listen to each other afterwards and have compassion?
My son talked in the post-show discussion, and we had a deeper conversation between mom and son than we've had in years. Berwyn is a place with a lot of underserved people, and this theater makes a real difference in this community.
I was born in Berwyn at McNeil Hospital because that's where all the mamas from Argo Summit came to have babies. As I got older, 16th Street Theater was one of the first places where I experienced theater, period, and especially Latina theater. Works by Tania Saracho, Elaine Romero, Andrea Tome, whether they're my own or other playwrights. I love new plays. Today is Saturday. This is how I spent my day, working on new work.
When I wrote Merchild, which is about a young child who's transgender, a lot of theaters loved it, but were afraid to produce it because where are you going to find a child who can do that, who's up to the task of leading that show? And I don't think Anne really worried about that. And as it happened, we found an extraordinary actress to do that role.
By the end of Merchild, I am weeping. As soon as it's over, I head for the door. I'm running up the steps, and there at the top of the steps is Ann Filmer. I get there, we embrace, I don't say a word, I've already given her the review.
I have met so many wonderful people in our audience over the years, and I am fascinated by the stories that make up our audience. And having this larger space on Harlem is going to allow those stories to be told, for you to really, in a deep and direct way, engage with us.